Welcome in. My name is Bald Zebra, and I hope you like large builds, because this channel is mostly going to be me showcasing the large buildings that we build on live stream. I've only just started streaming live on YouTube more often, and I'm not a partnered YouTube content creator yet, so click that like, click that subscribe, and come on back and give me some help. We're going to start off with Satisfactory, and we'll go into more and more as we continue to showcase what we've built. But Satisfactory has been the current project, and I'm proud of what we've done. So without further ado, let's check it out. Alright, so we'll start with our copper factory and our iron factory, because, to be honest, I like the iron factory more, so we'll start off with the copper factory. Now, no, the top isn't finished. Everything in Satisfactory is never finished, so we can just take that at face value. No, it's not completely decorated yet. It'll get there. I'll showcase the videos as we go, because I am more than addicted to this game. But what I've really loved is building in circles. I like the way the belts move in circles, and I like the way the resources fall out. I also like the way it looks as the, this is called load balancing. If you don't know the difference between a load balance and a manifold, load balance is when you split the resources so they feed evenly to the belt. A manifold is like down below this, where all the resources just are in a line and they are fed off of that line, making this less efficient than this. Anyway, I digress. We're also going to do a small spoiler just when talking about the math of how many resources come in and out. We're not going to do any spoilers, but if you're not interested in knowing that math while I talk about it, you can skip to the next line. I'll put the time frame you should skip right above my head. Alright, so the math we're talking about, once you get tier 3 miners, you can overclock them to give you 1,200 minerals a second. You can't transport 1,200 minerals a second until you get tier 6 belts. So I've got tier 6 belts, and I've got Mark 3 miners. So I'm transporting 1,200 minerals a second. This is the math we're working with both of these factories. Alright, so as the resources come into the factory, they move over here, and they get, again, what we call is a load balance. Resources split, and then they split into the furnaces. So the idea is the resources come in from the bottom and they go up here. The second level is making copper plates, and that's shifting them around the outside of the factory in order to be collected outside, and then it's shipped to my main factory. On the very top level, it makes copper wire, and then that copper wire is transported up here to make copper cable, or just cable in general. And then the cable is also fed outside to be brought to my main factory. But still, just revel in its roundness. Anyway, on to the iron factory. So when we get over to iron, iron kind of reminds me a little bit of the Matrix. Remember when Neo is getting like plucked from that wall with all those different people? Yeah, this is kind of how that looks like to me. Something about this I like even more, but it's also because the iron factory is a little bit bigger. I gave it more room. I built the copper factory first. All sorts of things you learn as you build. First things first, same thing on the bottom. We have the manifold style going in. It feeds all the furnaces. Furnaces make ingots. The ingots are transported upstairs to the next level where they're processed. So anyway, the first level is producing screws. Screws are again collected on the outside, and they're shipped over to the main factory. Now, screws are kind of a funny thing because you produce a lot more screws than you do anything else when you use ingots. So I doubled up the screw factory because you can split the ingots twice. So the screw factory actually splits. The screw factory goes up here, and then it splits 50 here and 50 here. Half of it is going up above, and half of it is feeding the rest of these belts. Those belts are feeding this mid-level. And then the top level is being fed by the other half of that split, which I know feels a little wonky, but that just means that these two levels are an extreme mirror image of each other. They're doing the exact same thing, they're producing the exact same amount, and they back up the exact same time. That's more about an output problem for me right now. We move up to the third level, we start to produce iron rods. And the iron rods are the first time I've actually utilized the circle a little bit better. When the manifold style creates the ingots go up here, and then I have them split left and right. So it's still using a manifold, but it's splitting left and right, so it kind of diverts it. Instead of all of the resources going in one direction and they all get stuck, they split halfway here and halfway here. So the fourth level of the iron factory is iron sheets. Looks like they're going a little slow out here, but on the outside they're going super fast. And and they wrap all the way around the building in order to be delivered to my trains. I really want to showcase the aluminum one. The aluminum factory has become a little crazy. With so many split levels that we had to do, along with circles and fluid. Oh, the fluid. Anyway, aluminum and steel is on the way. Please like and subscribe to check it out, and we're done. We're done. I mean, we're done, except for some wonderful scrolling walkthrough with some 80s music vibes. Just look at those circles. Know how long it takes to make those belts actually go circle? No, it's not that bad. You learn it pretty quick. But man, the iron factory looks so nice. The mirrored nature of the belts. How lined up and evenly spaced everything is. Okay, it took a long time to do that, I'm not gonna lie. But I love it. Little OCD uploader into my brain. For someone that builds great factories, I have terrible wire management. So that's my copper and iron factory in Satisfactory. Like I said, they're never finished and they'll keep growing. Hope you've enjoyed this and thank you for being here.